Alright, what's up everybody, my name is Sen, welcome back to the channel, and another video talking about a little bit of Project L. Now, in the last video, we went over the list of characters that are leaked. The character that I'm making this whole video for is Jin. And on top of that, I discussed two characters that I wanted to see, particularly Silas and Jin, and how I think they'd fit in good with the game, discussed their kit a little bit, but after that, I wanted to do a Season 1 wish list of Project L. I'm thinking about 4 to 5 characters that I would like to see from the League of Legends roster, apart from Silas and Jin, because that's kind of cheating. We went over this list of characters in the last video, but I figured I'd briefly do it here just in case someone didn't catch the last video. And that is Ahri, Akali, Braum, Blitz, Darius, Echo, Ezreal, Alawi, Jinx, Katarina, Karma, Kindred, Lux, Rengar, Riven, Senna, Set, Thresh, Vi, Yasuo, Teemo, Samira, and Zed. Okay, let's go under the presumption, because Riot is a bit of a bigger company. Let's say that for the first season, they have 5 characters available for DLC for Season 1. It's very possible that some of these characters could be included in the base roster of the game, because Project L is still in its infancy stages, and we don't really have much on it, to be honest. But the first character that I'm going to say for Project L Season 1 is going to be, I'm going to go with Gangplank. I'm not fully sure how they'd implement this character, but I think his Q being a standard projectile is perfect. I think his passive with the flaming sword is great. I'm not really fully sure how they'd implement remove scurvy. E would be great for setting up Okizeme on someone's knockdown, and then the ultimate, I mean, come on. An AoE field of cannonballs? My biggest question has always been, are they going to do level 3s, or is it going to be like supers that take place on the screen?
What? This is fucked up.
Yeah, I know. Let's do that and then blast them away.
That's kind of fucked off.
Next up, this guy is perfect for a fighting game, and I'm talking about Jayce. Jayce's main game plan centralizes the ability to transform stances with his ult, much like fighting game characters have stances in things like Tekken, things like Tekken's the main one I got right now. My brain's a little fried. Jayce has access to his Q, which is kind of like a smiting ability where he strikes down with his hammer, but also in his projectile form, it is just his base projectile. Moving on to his W, it amplifies his attack speed a little bit, but also creates a barrier surrounding him, causing AoE damage. Finishing things off apart from his transformation is his E, which is his field, which allows projectiles to speed up, and also himself and other characters. I don't know if the enemy team works, but in his hammer form, it is a knock away. Not sure how best you would use this. Maybe something like the corner. Hard to say. His passive isn't anything crazy, but whenever he swaps forms, his movement speed goes up a little bit for a short duration. So yeah, I think Jayce would be a perfect stance character for our second slot. This one's kind of fun and kind of trolly, but for our third pick, I'm going to go with Rammus. Rammus could potentially be categorized as maybe the joke character of the game, but still being somewhat viable. For Rammus's Q, it's his power ball. It allows him to go into ball form, increasing his movement speed and getting a nice little knock up when an attack hits. For his W, defensive curl, this one I believe changed throughout the years, but Rammus goes into a defensive form, vastly increasing his armor and magic resist, amplifying spiked shell. So what this does is buffs his defense, but also returns damage sent onto him based on auto attacks. His E is a funny little move. It is a taunt-based move. Essentially, people that are within his vicinity get taunted and chase him and try to attack him. Great for baiting. Hard to say how well it would work in a fighting game. And then his ult. His ult is just basically AoE damage surrounding him. Wait, did they change his ult? Again? It's been a while. Well, this is new to me. Alright, for our next one, I want to fill out the cast with a couple more funny little guys, and I'm going to go with Veigar. Veigar is a bit of a funny one just with the voice acting and character. I feel like people would like him a lot. So for his Q, it is just a basic projectile. Normally in League of Legends, it does level up based around how many minions you kill, and it gets stronger over time. His W is just essentially a predator missile. It does have a bit of AoE damage. His E would probably be the most interesting thing about his kit, setting up Okizeme through a cage and then walking into the cage stuns, or yeah, pretty much locking the opponent down for a short duration of time. And then his ult is essentially just a point and click projectile where it does a lot of magic damage. So while this character's kit is a bit basic, I think it's a good introductory character for maybe something like lockdown or zoning or however you want to look at it. But also the character isn't just like some crazy assassin or something like that. So I figured that's pretty important for the cast as well. I think the last character that I'm going to be picking is going to be Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks got a change a while back. I'm not as familiar with him as I once was, but let's take a look at him. So for his first ability is his Q, which is his Terrify. This essentially is just a fear. It sends your opponent away. Not sure how they'd implement this in fighting games, but I'm sure they could get pretty creative with it. His W is a life drain, draining from things around him, such as enemy champions and enemy minions as well. Once again, not sure how they'd implement this. This one's kind of at the whim of Riot. His E is just a Reaper Slash. It's just a big side slash from Fiddlesticks. Nothing crazy, it's just got pretty good range. I would say this would be great for his kit. And then finally, his ult is just a teleport into continuous AoE damage, which I think would be pretty cool. Not sure how they'd play this archetype, maybe as just a good mid-range character, I would say. Good normals. I think that was 5. Was that 5?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Whatever. If it wasn't 5, I'll give you guys a real quick bonus character. Let's go with Aatrox. Aatrox is the definition of good normals and Rekkas. Obviously, first things first, his Q is essentially just a Rekka having knockups at the 3rd strike of... Wait. Does it knock up on all 3 now? Did it always do that? You're finding out how uneducated I am at current day League of Legends and or League of Legends in general. Aatrox's W is interesting. It is a bit of an AoE... I don't know. It's like a get over here for the current position on screen. So if they get hit by this, it brings them back to where they first got hit by it over time if they cannot escape it. Once again, filling out the Rekka chart, he has an E, which is 2 procs of Rekka. First proc is a dash, and then the second proc is a follow-up sword slash. And finally, his ult. Essentially, it's just a buff to all of Aatrox's stats. It increases his healing and movement speed. And then let's just call it an extra bit of sustainability as well. So yeah, that was 5 or 6 characters because I can't remember how to count apparently, but let's get a little bit of interactivity going. If there's characters that you want to see from the League of Legends cast, leave it in the comments below. Remember to drop a like. It doesn't cost you anything. I would greatly appreciate it because your boy's kind of been on it as far as the content is concerned, so let me know. So yeah, like I was saying, leave in the comments who you'd like to see and what you think of the initial cast that we have as far as the league is concerned. What do you think about certain characters that are on it? What are your favorite characters that you want to play? Let me know. Hi, baby doo-doo. Regardless, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys want to see more, check out the rest of the channel. In the description, there's links to not just my channel, but my friends' channels as well. The channel has been popping off a little bit with the fighting game content on the channel, so yeah, please check it out. You might find some stuff that you like. And anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.